Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Kelly, Social Media Manager at the Toronto Real Estate Board.
And I'm Jason Mercer, the Toronto Real Estate Board's Senior Manager of Market Analysis.
Now we saw a similar trend in November where sales were on average lower than compared to last year, but also that prices continue to increase.
That's right, Shannon, absolutely. Now, we saw sales down by about 16% to 5,800 in November of 2012, and this is in comparison to 6,900 sales in the same month last year. And there's been a couple of reasons why we've seen sales on the decline since June of 2012. First and foremost, we actually saw sales up on a year-over-year basis in the first half of this year and indeed in the second half of 2011. So this suggests that some buyers had pulled forward their decision to purchase, and this has now impacted sales in the second half of this year. The second factor impacting sales has been the stricter mortgage lending guidelines that came into effect in July. So whether we're talking about the shorter maximum amortization period down from 30 years to 25, or the $1 million price ceiling for mortgages involving government-backed insurance. And of course, exacerbating this issue in the City of Toronto has been the additional upfront land transfer tax, which takes money away from buyers that otherwise could go towards a larger down payment.
Now that explains a lot about sales. But off the top, we had spoken about the average selling price. Can you speak to that?
Now, the average selling price continued to grow last month. It was up by about 1.6% to $485,000. Now, it's important to note that the pace of growth is a little bit lower than what we've become used to this year. But that has less to do with changing market conditions and more to do with a change in the mix of home types sold last month. And this is particularly the case when we look at single detached homes in the City of Toronto. In the city, we saw a marked decline in the share of homes sold for over $1 million, and then this fed through into the average selling price. Perhaps a better way of looking at the average selling price over time, or the selling price in general over time, is to look at the MLS Home Price Index. And what this does is it tracks the price of a benchmark home in different categories over time. And so this means that you're looking at a home with the same attributes, and so you don't have this change in mix issue impacting the price. And so if you look at the benchmark price for major home types, say singles, semi-detached, townhomes, and apartments, we saw price growth more in line with what we've been used to this year, between 4 and 6% for low-rise home types and a little bit more than 1% for condominium apartments.
So this has really remained consistent throughout the entire year. Is this how we can expect to close 2012?
Yeah, so if you look at 2012 as a whole, I'm expecting to see about 86,000 sales for the year as a whole. And also, if you think about average price, coming in and just a little bit shy of $500,000.
That's great, Jason. Now you can still connect with us over this month on Twitter at TREB Home, as well as on Facebook. And from all of us at the Toronto Real Estate Board, happy holidays.